Every practice, every rep, every late night has all led to this.
Good evening,
surprised?
ladies and gentlemen. We are here at
This
St. Petersburg
is who
Catholic
we are.
High School for another fantastic
Second.
night of football. As
It's in the
tonight,
culture.
I am
in the
Charlie
standard.
King with another BSPN
It's-
entertainment production here with Pascual de Rojas and Dylan Hutchinson. And today, we have a special game for you tonight because this game right here, the St. Petersburg Catholic variant versus the Indian Rock Christian Eagles. Now, the reason that this is such a special game for especially the Barons tonight is because St. Petersburg Catholic High School, they lost against Indian Rocks last year. Now with this revamped team, what do you guys think St. Pete Catholic can do to be victorious this year against Indian Rocks?
Yeah, I think the story for tonight, obviously, is last year on our homecoming night, they won the game, and it was a great game last year. It ended on a great fourth down stop for the Eagles last year. But this team is not the same team we saw last year. Every part of this team is different. I can tell you one thing. The team last year was not averaging 45.5 points per game. This team is a first-half team, 35.25 points per game just in the first half alone. This O-line is great. This team is great. This is a new team, and I think they're really out here to show it today.
Yeah, and I think if any team can test SPC earlier this season, I think it's Indian Rocks. SPC has really just been dominating this competition all throughout this first 3 games, and they've really been doing a great job for the. And I really think Indian Rocks can do a big number on them. They could be a really big test for the defense today.
Yeah, and some late injury reports now here. Larry Christian is out with that high ankle sprain for another game. We do see him back after the bye week next week. And Keyshawn Burks, a late shoulder injury here, has sidelined him for the game, which is going to lead to more targets, presumably, for Yorel Stewart and Brendan Wright.
Yeah, and also for those guys down deeper in the depth chart that don't get a lot of targets and a lot of play time, like Jared Salmon, who had 1 catch, but it was a touchdown in week 1. Mateo Sands, maybe he gets playing time. Ian Mankin might go on wide receiver on offense. He plays a lot of defense as well. So we might see a lot more of that depth coming into play for today without Keyshawn Burks. And we will definitely see a lot of success with the Marion Rowe at running back today.
Yeah, without that 1-2 punch at running back, Larry Christian and Demarion Rowe, we're going to look to probably the freshman, Alex Bell, who we think is going to get a lot of touches today. Because Demarion Rowe, I think he's going to get success early, but I think Alex Bell is going to really help him out, and, you know, the snap count will be a little more even here.
Yeah, Alex Bell is someone we haven't seen through since week 1. Alex Bell had 9 carries for 61 rushing yards and a 50-0 blowout away. And let's see what he can do as we get this kickoff underway, Charlie.
Yeah, the St. Petersburg Catholic Barons have deferred till the second half, so we are going to see that defense that has been truly unstoppable this year. They've yet to really be tested. Could this be the first test for the St. Petersburg Catholic Barons? We will find out at kickoff, ladies and gentlemen.
You can feel the electricity of this game. Just an absolute grunge match here in the Baron home field. Will it be this year revenge or repeat? It is finally time to find out. Dominic McNally with the kick. McNally punts it up in the air, and it is returned by number 6, McGrew, on the Eagles team, and gets a lot of yards there. That's about at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that is a great start for Indian Rocks. A good return on that. And Forrest Loving with the tackle there to start the evening. And ladies and gentlemen, that defense, who, I mean, we can't really talk about enough how great they are. Just this D-line truly is just getting the pressure and giving no time for the quarterback. This is going to be a test for that Indian Rocks offense.
Yeah, if you guys watched last game, or maybe you're not familiar with him, number 44, Colton Shaw. If you need to look out for anybody on this defense, check for him on the defensive line as we start off this game.
Indian Rocks with the first offense of the game here. Galish flinging it up. And that's going to be almost a first down there. Gets taken down.
Yeah, Ocean Tualatai, the wide receiver and free safety, got a little pitch to him to start this game off. A solid run to get this offense moving.
Number 16, Graham Kropp, under center for the Eagles.
Yeah, number 16, the freshman, Graham Kropp, is getting the nod at quarterback today. Quite a surprise, truly, because I don't think he's played a snap of football this year.
Yeah, well, from what the stats that Indian Rocks has put in, we saw that Gavin Galish played in week 1. He actually got Offensive Player of the Game, so we're surprised to see that. Let's see what Graham Kropp can do here.
Got a good amount of yards there on that first offensive play. Let's see what they can do here. Handing it to number 2 again, and he gets stopped there by the absolute wall of a defense is the Barons.
Yeah, that was Chop Taylor. What a great read from him. Also a couple more Barons on the line. That's the type of smothering that we like to see there. So a great job from everybody there to keep that pressure up. Absolutely stumped that run, and this is a big third down.
Yeah, big third down indeed. I think to start off the drive, the freshman quarterback here, really starting in his first game, is really going to have to manage this offense. It's third down and manageable. This is about a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 here. I think it's going to have to be a medium pass here to try and just get that first down.
This is a manageable third down, but nonetheless, it is a big third down here for the Eagles. That's going to be passed, and that's going to be an incomplete pass right there.
Yeah, the pressure off the right side by Alex Malishko forced him to roll out right. He was looking for a guy on the slant, couldn't find it, throws it out of bounds, and that's going to be a quick 3 and out for the Eagles. And the St. Pete Catholic defense did their job. Now we're getting that offense out there.
Yeah, and from that kick return and from that first play where they got a few yards there, we were thinking that the Eagles would start off extremely hot here, and it looks like it is a 3 and out here for the Indian Rocks Eagles. That's gonna be a blocked kick. Barons return.
Yeah, that was Forrest Loving. He really got past that line there. He's fired up after that block. What a great play from him. There was about 3 Barons there.
Yeah, Coach Pinto's special teams, after week 1, had a little bit of troubles. Or week 2, had a little bit of troubles there. There was a lot of special teams moments where he'd like to forget about, and this special teams has come out hot. Forrest Loving with a tackle on special teams, and now he's got the blocked punt. Forrest Loving, special teams, is doing great so far, and now the offense with Chase Burl.
And this is the type of momentum we've been seeing from the Barons that they've been carrying over from the last game. After that rain delay, after the lightning storm that came by, they were really able to stay fired up and stay moving. Seems like there's going to be a timeout on the play, but still the Barons have really been keeping it moving. There was some insane pressure on the punter there.
Indian Rocks.
The punter was able to still grab onto the ball, but of course it was 4th down.
Yeah,
so it was a turnover.
It looks like there's going to be an early timeout here for Indian Rocks. Maybe to just look over what their defense is. But big news here, number 13, Jared Salmon, getting the nod. He's starting today. We talked about him earlier. He got a touchdown, his one catch in that first game. Yeah. Now he's going to get valuable minutes to really prove who he is out here today with the loss of Keyshawn Burks.
And he does play on both sides of the ball, so we can definitely see the physicality he can bring as a DB, and now we'll be able to see what he can do as a wide receiver. We did see he got that important catch. It was a touchdown. We expect to see, what he can prove here today. And so, with this lineup, filling in for Keyshawn Burks, again, a big shoe to fit in. Keyshawn Burks had 2 very long touchdowns last game, so we'll see if the offense can keep up their momentum that they had.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, empanadas.
Yeah, and great field position to start off for the Barons. They're about 10 yards from Dominic McAnally's field goal range, which he's just been electric this year. And now let's see some Barons offense.
Electric indeed. If you're that electric Barons offense, you couldn't have asked for a better field position right here than the Barons have been gifted. Burl, and he's going to be passing it up in the air, and that's going to be overthrown.
Yeah, that was pressure there coming from the backside of Hogue Hayden. Seth Fitchin. So that's really the first time we've seen Chase Burrow get a lot of pressure. He didn't really see it, got the throw off before he got hit. But again, this O-line has let up 0 sacks this season. So if we were able to see a sack today after that first play, I think we might.
We want to thank you again for watching another BSPN Entertainment live stream. Handing it off to Rowe right here. And he gets tackled down at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, Logan Cox and number 50, Grayson Tung, helped out to get to Marion Rowe for a loss of yardage there. This is the first time we're seeing the Barons offense really stagnant to open a game so far.
Let's see if Burrell and the offense can do something here on a big third down play. Burrell Nice pass there from Burrell for number 27, and he's going. Fantastic run there.
Yeah, great play design by Chinchar. The bootleg right. Alex Milicho goes into the flat, and he's going to get the catch and then some. And now just stopped just short of the goal line. That's a first down, first and goal here. Demarion Rowe, this is his sweet spot. Could we see the first one of the day from him?
Demarion Rowe doesn't break through there.
Yeah, the D-line has really been able to stop this run game. But I would like to go back to that Alex Milicho catch and run. That was a big third down, a big test. We saw how Tampa Catholic was able to kind of stunt the Barons at the beginning in the first quarter a couple weeks ago. So a big catch to keep the drive going. Alex Milicho really been making a name for himself these past couple weeks.
Milicho, they call him the experiment after seeing him practice. Burrell shoots it in the air.
Rolls out to his left.
They run that play action. They run that play action once more. This time he goes to the left. Number nine, Austin McDonald was not fooled whatsoever. Chase Burrell was pressured immediately and had to throw that one away. Another big third down for the Barons with a goal to go.
Yeah, kind of a underthrow to Jared Salmon.
Looks like Urel Stewart jumped off sides there is what I saw.
Yep. Flag on the play will be illegal motion by the Barons.
Yeah, it's going to be a big move back here. So
from the 8-yard line
at around the 8-yard line, and they're going to really want to convert here. McAnally has not kicked a field goal attempt yet, so we might see if that'll happen if they get the fourth down.
They had a 2 tight end package here. Replace Risers Auto with Jared Salmon. Look to see a pass here on this drive.
Burrell, and he is going for a pass. Shoots it up, intended for Brendan Wright, but didn't quite have it there.
Yeah, Brendan Wright went for a spectacular catch on that play. Couldn't get it. Chase Burrell pressured again, something he is not used to so far in these first 3 games. Brendan Wright almost got the catch. Couldn't do it. Dominic McAnally is now going to try his first field goal of the year in week 4.
There you go. Because the Barons could not convert on third down with this field position, they're giving it to McAnally. Now, he has been a sensational kicker of late, but he has not attempted a field goal. Here's his first one of the year to put the Barons on the board for 3 points here. And it is blocked by number 2 on the Indian Rocks defense, Ocean Tua. Fantastic block there.
Yeah, that was a high snap there. Burrell was able to try and get it down, but McAnally couldn't really get the kickoff. I really wanted to see what his first test could be, but that was a huge block there from Indian Rocks to a great red zone stop in the 4th down to get that block there was great.
Yeah, Ocean Tulatai was untouched going on the right side, and he blocked it. What a big stop by the Indian Rocks Eagles, truly. But they're in some dangerous territory, stuck in their own 10-yard line, and this Barons defense gets sacks, and I could see some sack happening right here, or even a 3-and-out here.
The ball will be spotted at the point of the
It's
flag.
exciting to see this defensive matchup. First real test for both teams.
It'll be at the
Indian Rocks is 1 and 2, but
Indian
for
Rocks
SPC
9-yard
to
line,
have
1st
this
and 10.
type of test on offense as well, that offense has just been unstoppable. So we'll really see how these defenses stay strong throughout this game.
Galvin Galish at quarterback. And that's going to be run.
Inside
No yards there made on that play.
Jackson Rockefeller.
Yeah, not much on that run there.
Tackled by Courtney Taylor, number 9 for the Bears.
Courtney Taylor was able to get
Short
there.
game,
He's had
second
a
down and
strong
9
presence last game.
for the Eagles.
This season, he's had 25 tackles and interception and a sack, averaging 8.3 tackles per game, and he had 8 tackles last game as well.
I do apologize. We actually do have Graham Kropp as the quarterback on the Eagles team here. Another run play by Tua. And here's the thing. When you have an extremely dominant run offense against this Baron team, that's not going to work as easily because of the Barons' defensive line just absolutely being a brick wall here. Indian Rocks has got to do something here.
Yeah, big news. Brendan Wright coming in at corner here. Number 50, Chop Taylor, is coming out of the game. It looks like they're going with a smaller package up front, and they're really going to try and play coverage here. They might send a lot more back, and it looks like there's going to be a pass play for Indian Rocks in a big test for the freshman quarterback.
There we go. Crop.
Oh, a flea flicker.
They try to go for a little trick play there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to switch it up. You got to do something to fool this stone cold Barons defense. Ocean Tulatai, who's already had a great game so far with the blocked field goal, got the nod to go throw a pass, and he threw it about 5 yards short of any receiver in the vicinity, and that's going to be another punt for the Indian Rocks Eagles.
Yeah, and that was risky. Tylen Huff almost able to get to that ball. He has had a couple interceptions this season.
Yeah, and coming back to receive, Brendan Wright.
Philippone back to punt for the Eagles.
After a quick 3-and-out from the Eagles, they're punting it again. Not the best punt there from the Eagles team. That's going to be good field position for the Barons right there.
Yeah, good field position once more for the Barons. An unlucky bounce sets them up right at around the 32-yard line for this offense. They got down last time with a big play by Alex Malishko, but now they got to do it again, but this time capitalize, put some points on the board.
Now, on their last drive, they just got amazing field position, and they didn't come up with any points. When you have another drive here that's going to start with amazing field position, if I'm Jesse and I'm the coach of the Barons team, I'm going to want to put points on the board here with this amazing field position.
Yeah, definitely. I think you definitely got to go to one of your star receivers, Brendan Wright. I think it was a lot of experimental plays, not really much going through with the run game in first drive. So I would definitely try and find Stewart and Wright as they've been doing really well so far this season.
Yeah, and they're lined up next to each other on that right side.
Trainer called.
No trainer on that side. They need a trainer on both sides of the field.
Timeout. If you guys are just now tuning in, welcome to another BSPN Entertainment production. It is 7.5 to play here in the very first quarter. 0-0 between these two teams here. Both defenses have played spectacularly so far, but can we see if the Barons on this next offensive drive can make something happen? Burl, Rowe to his right, faking it to Rowe. Shoots it to Brendan Wright, and he's going to be running for a few yards there. First down and a lot more for Brendan Wright.
Yeah, Chase Burrell for the first time in this game had time in the pocket by a great block from Demarion Rowe, and Brendan Wright on the post route was open, and that's a big downfield gain here.
Barons have electrified this crowd here. Burrell, that's going to be a good pass there, and that's going to be the first touchdown of the night for the Barons. Amazing touchdown by Rise Rosado right there.
Yeah, Jesse Chinchard. The play worked on the last drive. Chase Burrell rolled out to the right, and the tight end went into the flat. They did it with Malishko last time. They did it with Rise Rosado this time. This time in the end zone for 6 points.
Looks like they're going for 2 maybe. Still, a great, as you said, Charlie, with the field position. Great way to capitalize on a field position. It only took them two plays to get into the end zone, throw to Wright, who will get open, and to Rosado for a touchdown. Oh, got him off sides.
Jumped off sides there.
The Barons line up for a 2-point attempt. Flag on the play, encroachment by the Eagles.
Yeah, it looks like the Barons were probably going to do a pass play there because they had an extra wide receiver, Jared Salmon, out, but now they add an extra tight end package. It looks like it's going to be a run up the middle to the side for Demarion Rowe.
Burrell going for 2 here, handing it to Demarion Rowe. And that's going to be good. The 2-point is good. That is a good 8-0 lead for the Barons very early in this game.
Yeah, great run by Rowe. They definitely probably were looking like they were going to pass it the first time there, but that offense, that offsides penalty is crucial. When you go from the 1, it's almost guaranteed that you can run it and get a pretty, have a really good chance of getting that run off in the end zone. So
let's go, Barons
a great 2-point conversion to go up 8-0. And that's the type of start that you want to see, especially after that first 3-and-out.
Yeah, what a great drive. 3 plays considering the 2-point conversion also, and it was managed so well. Good plays. Chase Burrell looks comfortable on that second drive. They get into the end zone, and then I finally did a Tony Romo correctly and guessed that he'd run it in there for the 1. So, and now here we go, Dominic McAnally.
I said Wright would get that ball, didn't he?
You did.
Dualante
That was good
and
for
Rockefeller back to receive
Jesse
for the
read our
Eagles.
minds. Anyways, McAnally to kick.
McNally giving it to the Indian Rocks offense. 8-0 lead here in the first quarter of the game. It's going to be received by number 2. Trucking through defenders right there, and he gets stopped at around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Ocean Mulatai kind of bobbled that kick there. Took him at the 31-yard line. But this offense needs to get something going. It's tough to get through this defense. So we'll see how far they can get down this field.
It'll be first and 10 for the Eagles at their own 31-yard line. 7:02 to play in the first quarter.
7:02 in the first quarter right here. Barons with a touchdown, but not a 7-0 lead, an 8-0 lead. They went for 2 on that last drive. Let's see if the Eagles can retaliate and try to go for a run there, but that is a loss of yards there for the Eagles.
Yeah, Colton Shaw, who we've talked about this year,
Rockefeller
he has been absolutely dynamic. Last game alone, 12 total tackles, 8 solo, 4 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. That was absurd for just one game. And today he's getting his first TFL. Colton Shaw, we can go on and talk about him for a while because 4 sacks?
That's unbelievable.
That's unheard of. And 8 solo tackles, 4 TFLs. What a performance he's truly having this year, and last game especially was his best game. And he won Defensive Player of the game, rightfully so.
Ooh.
Big hit there. This has been an extremely run-heavy offense here, and in my opinion, that is just exactly what you want if you're the St. Pete Catholic Barons. I think that the Indian Rocks needs to start doing some pass plays here, something to switch it up, because this defensive line has just been a wall.
That was a great play from Alex Malishko. Way to set it up in there. Just completely stuff the runner. Don't let him get through at all. And that's really what this defense is really good at doing. It's really hard to break tackles from these guys. They really know how to get a grip on you and get you down.
Number 16, Graham Kropp. Big play here. And that is going to be an incomplete pass intended for number 22, Jackson Rockefeller, but not quite.
Yeah, big pressure that came from Colton Shaw, Alex Malishko, and Davion Frazier.
Bringing up a 4th down.
And this 4th down here seems like they're going to go punt it off. So definitely big for the Barons. Try and make a big drive to make it a 2-score lead as we have a Waterbrick TV timeout.
Yeah, the defense did their job once again, and it's going to give the ball back to the Barons offense. Probably not the same field position that they've been given so far, but they're going to have great field position to start this game and start this drive, truly.
If you are just now joining us, welcome to another BSPN Entertainment Sports Production live stream here. The Barons and the Eagles, it is a early 8-0 lead here for the Barons. 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Now, I will say, going for the 2 on after the first Barons touchdown was a very ballsy move, but it looked like it paid off. Maybe it can pay dividends in this game here.
Yeah, maybe it came from that missed field goal, but whatever was the case, they did convert. They got that offside jump. Great hard count play there. As we're going to see this punt come off. Brendan Wright will be receiving it.
We might see another block. Who knows?
We might. Maybe he won't be needed. Almost.
Brendan Wright has received almost a little bit of a scare of a drop there, and he gets held there. Brendan Wright stopped at around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, a flag came in. I think roughing or running into the kicker. The punter really went down. Caleb Filipponi, their punter and kicker, went down hard from the pressure that came from Uriel Stewart.
We have a flag on the play.
So they will be pushed back, the Barons. Running.
It'll be a personal foul, roughing the kicker on the Barons.
Yeah, that is going to be a personal foul, roughing the kicker on the Barons, and that's going to give Indian Rocks a free first down here. A mistake that last game, they had a lot of penalties. The game was really riddled by penalties, and this is the first real penalty that mattered beside that false start. by Uriel Stewart. But this is the first penalty that really is going to change the complexity of how this drive and how this first quarter is working, because now we're giving Indian Rocks another chance at points.
Yeah, pretty much a gift. You definitely don't want to do that. We saw a couple games ago the game that was riddled with penalties, or it may have been last game. It was so many penalties that came out in that game. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think we saw like 30 or 40 penalty flags, probably more. It was unbelievable. So we kind of hope we don't see that today. We hope that discipline was something that was talked about. And the gifts that both teams were giving each other last game, it was impeccable. But let's see if we can keep that to a minimum, keep this game within the legal bounds.
Yeah, I'd say last week was called the Game of Flags, and if that was the one tip that they needed last time was no more penalties. They've been pretty good tonight. Here we go with another Eagles offensive drive. Number 16, Graham Kropp as the quarterback on the Indian Rocks Eagles. Intended for number 23 there, but 23 was nowhere near.
Yeah, Jackson too to get to that. But Colton Shaw just got completely through that offensive line. It looked like there was nobody there. Just ran straight through him. And he got to the quarterback very quickly, so he had to try and make something out of being completely smothered. So pretty solid to throw it away there, not get sacked. But a tough break. As Colton Shaw, man, it's tough. It's tough to get through that guy.
Yeah, it is extremely tough. And for a freshman quarterback in his first start against such a dominant team this year, I mean, there's a little bit of nerves. It is the first quarter. We've only played 7 minutes of football, but I mean, he's managing this offense well. He's trying hard, and I think he's going to have some success in this game.
Kropp.
There's going to be a stoppage of play here before the play. It's going to be a flag.
Correction, timeout, Indian Rocks, your second of the first
Oh,
half.
and that's going to be Indian
One
Rocks'
remaining.
second timeout of the half here. I mean, already used 2 in the first 7 minutes of the game. That's something, and they must really be not liking what the Barons defense is showing.
Yeah, TV timeout here again. Very interested to see Indian Rocks trying to make a push. They haven't gone past midfield and gotten into Barons territory yet. So we'll see when that big play happens, when SPC will really get tested downfield. For now, they've just been playing some conservative run plays, a couple of short passes.
Yeah,
and from this penalty, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, I will say Indian Rocks has not been playing a bad game. Their defense has definitely been making some good plays here, but the offense really needs to light up here if they want to be competitive in this game with the Barons. What could they do in this game here, Pasquale, to stay competitive and get some points on the board?
Well, like I said, I think catching the SPC off guard with a deep pass, with a deep throw, it might connect, or you might draw a flag. As we said earlier, the discipline has been something that SPC has really needed to work on. So maybe get a 15-yard pass interference down, or maybe you get a big throw and catch to get a touchdown and try and stay in this game. The last time that a game has been tied that wasn't 0-0 for the Barons was the 7-7 first quarter versus Tampa Catholic. We haven't seen anything since then.
At their own 46-yard line.
So it'll be interesting to see how they can stay in this game.
Indian Rocks Eagles, second down play here. Graham Kropp, the quarterback, is coming out. Ooh. Oh, and that's going to be an interception. There's going to be interception by Demarion Frazier on the Barons team. Amazing interception there by Davion Frazier.
Yeah, that interception was set up by Colton Shaw untouched on the left side. He was bull rushing at the freshman quarterback. He had to get it away, so he did the dump down to the running back, and Davion Frazier was there ready to catch that ball, and he takes it for 6. If the offense isn't scoring, the defense will.
Yeah, Colton Shaw got through immediately. I was looking at him the entire play. He just ran straight through the defensive line, through the offensive line, got straight through to get pressure on the quarterback. He just had to throw it out, and Frazier was there, right place, right time to run it in for a quick touchdown.
Barons, after that touchdown, are not going to be going for 2. Dominic McAnally back on the field for an extra point. Dominic McAnally, after missing the field goal, makes the extra point here.
5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Your Barons 15, the Eagles 0.
Yeah, great defensive play there by just really the front of the Barons. Davion Frazier was in the right place. He read the play perfectly. He knew that he was going to have to check it down to that running back. He was there to pick that off from the pressure by Colton Shaw, who's really just been the MVP of this entire year on that defense. Just getting immense pressure. He was untouched.
Yeah, completely. And another good PAT for Dominic McAnally. He's been doing great so far this season. Only missed one PAT off of a doink. So great accuracy from him. He was perfect last game. So far, so good this game. The blocked field goal wasn't his fault, and he'll be able to kick it off now.
Yeah, the Barons really just have been having an amazing game here. A great defensive play there. I even messed up and said Damarion Frazier there because he was going so fast. He was looking like Damarion Rowe out there. Amazing by Davion Frazier right there. We have Dominic McAnally ready for the kick. Now it is now 15-0. McAnally. That's going to be rolled to return by number 7 on the Eagles team. And is that going to be a fumble? And that is going to be returned by the Barons. Fumble and return by the Barons. That's going to be the second turnover of the night for the Barons.
Yeah, that's going to be number 9, Courtney Taylor, right after the big defensive play. Colton Shaw there on the punch out for the fumble there. Courtney Taylor jumps on that one, and that's going to be a Barons ball here. Good field position once more.
Yeah, Logan Cox, when he received that football, it was a squib kick, of course, so he didn't really get a good grip of it when he had it. And a great punch out from Colton Shaw. He's just been everywhere this season. It's unbelievable. You can't stop that man. So he was able to get there, get the punch out. It rolled out a little bit, and now we have the offense with the snap.
Chase Burrell back to Brendan Wright, who's going to get a first down there.
Yeah, nice way to set up the drive there. A simple screen pass to Brendan Wright for about 11 yards and a first down for the Barons. A great way to start the drive and a great way to get the ball movement here and to put the ball in debatably your best receiver's hands.
Especially without Keyshawn.
Great first down there from Brendan Wright. Chase Burrell.
2 tight end package moving to the left.
Handed to Damarion Rowe, who makes the first down there and more.
Yeah, tackled by Reese Barbero. Damarion Rowe, that's the type of flashiness that we've been waiting to see all game, and they're moving quickly here.
Yeah, they motion those 2 tight ends to the left side in order to give blockers so Damarion Rowe can run freely up into the red zone here, and that's going to be at the 6-yard line. Goal to go for the Barons once more. Damarion Rowe, who is a threat in the red zone this year. Could we see him get a touch, or could we see Brendan Wright or even Alex Malishko get in the end zone here?
Got to give it to Rowe. Oh, he got him with the hard count again. That's big. That'll move him to the 1.
Flag on the play.
Barons love making their opponent jump the gun every time. We are here at 3:55 to play in the first quarter of this game. 15-0 for the Barons. Burrell with Rowe to his right. Oh, and that's going to be a pass intended for number 13, Jared Salmon, but unfortunately, incomplete pass.
Yeah, Jared Salmon ran a good route there. Chase Burrell saw him, put it right on the money, but he just couldn't get his hands on it. It's going to be second down here from the 1.
And that was similar to his receiving touchdown that he had in week 1. Just one catch. That would have been his first catch of the game, and just an unfortunate drop there. Couldn't really get his hands quite on that. But I like the momentum. We'll see if they can score on this play here.
Going to be handed to Rowe again, who gets in there for another touchdown. That's going to be 21-0 here in the very first quarter of the game.
Yeah, a simple counter run by Damarion Rowe to get a touchdown there. The O-line did their job, gets him into the end zone, and now Dominic McAnally is going to hopefully get the extra point here to make this lead 22-0.
And that is exactly the thing about this explosive Barons offense and defense. Indian Rocks was playing good, having some good plays, and then immediately it is now 21-0. Dominic and McAnally making it 22-0 now. Yeah, Eagles are in a bad spot. Eagles are in a bad spot in this first quarter. What can they do here to dig themselves out of this hole?
This is just the type of explosiveness that we've been seeing from the Barons in the first half. They averaged 5 touchdowns in the first half. They already have 3 in the first quarter, and still with 3 minutes to go. And Indian Rocks just need to stop this now. They've had a couple of mistakes. The pick 6 was definitely not good. That killed their momentum big time. And the fumble off of the kickoff, it really has just completely stunted their momentum. So they really need to get something going. Again, I really like the experiment of a big play, big flashy play, because you got to get back in this game somehow, and you got to get into it quick.
Yeah, I think we thought we'd see kind of a closer game here. I mean, this entire week we were thinking that this game's going to be a little closer. We're going to see the Barons have to overcome some adversity here, and so far they've been more dominant in this game than I think they have in their previous against probably weaker opponents here. They're really showing what they're made of tonight.
And I think that is all because of the mindset. That is all because of the mindset of the Barons after this game. I think that is all because of the mindset of the Barons in this game. They wanted revenge, and so far it looks like they are getting that revenge from that loss last year. That's going to be a squib kick that's going to be returned and stopped at around the 28-yard line. Now, if you're the Eagles here, you're going to need to start putting points on the board, and that's going to start with this drive right here. You're going to need to put some points on the board with this drive. A touchdown is really what you need here.
Yeah, freshman quarterback Graham Kropp just gotta forget about that interception pick 6 that happened last drive, and you just gotta keep your head moving forward onto the next one. And really, the O-line has to focus on Colton Shaw. Double team him, do whatever, but you have got to be able to neutralize that man if you ever want your QB to have at least a little bit of time to move forward and get a good pass off.
Wow, and that is going to be an amazing defensive stop there by number 8, Frazier, on the Barons defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should try wrestling. That was an amazing double leg to get him down there. A tackle for loss, the first one of his evening here, and loss of 1. Indian Rocks is going backwards instead of forwards in this game.
Yeah, Frazier with 4 tackles for loss last game. He was really doing just a crazy way. He just carried that running back, just told him, no, you're not going through whatsoever. And that was a big, big stop.
Second down here for the Eagles. Not a very efficient first play there. Got to make something happen here if you're an Indian Rocks fan watching from home. Flung to number 2 and immediately gets taken down by number 44, Colton Shaw. Yet again, what an amazing dominant player we have here.
It's almost like Colton Shaw was in the offensive huddle and he knew that they were going to run that halfback toss, or he watches his film because he knew exactly what was happening. He dove at the running back for a loss of about 4 yards, and now it's going to be a 3rd and about 15 for the Eagles here in a crucial moment in this game.
It's seriously impressive. Actually, I think it's like almost a 3rd and 20, honestly. It's actually so impressive to see how Colton Shaw gets through every time. It's entertaining. It's like I'm watching an NFL-level player play in high school. This guy's really just been able to just soak through and get big tackles in big moments.
Yeah, truly been a dominant player here.
Oh,
and
again.
That's going to be shot to number 21, and then he has walked out of bounds there. But the thing is, they were moved so far back that not even close to the first down right there.
Yeah, Anthony Cavallaro, a decent catch, but of course it was 3rd and a mile, so didn't really get much there. And Colton Shaw, again, it's like there's nobody guarding him. He's just running straight through, going straight at the quarterback, put big pressure on him, and that's a huge 3 and out. And Brennan Wright is going to receive it again. So we'll see the field position that SPC will be getting off of this punt.
Watch for number 0, Forrest Loving on that left side. He is explosive. Oh, and he hits the kicker hard, and that's going to be another flag as Brennan Wright is back to receive.
Big kick right there. Received by Brendan Wright. He's going to be swerving past defenders right there.
Probably won't.
Then he's going to be stopped at around the
Brendan Wright's return
30-yard line.
Yeah, once more in the pursuit to get the block. They almost had it, but they just ran into the punter right after he got it off. That's going to be a free first down once more for the Eagles.
It seems like a lot of things have just been happening for during these punts. Caleb Philippone has had 2 big hits on him, and one time there wasn't a big hit on him was the blocked punt. So, a very entertaining special team sequence that's been going on in this game so far. Caleb Philippone been hit for the second time.
At their own 34-yard line.
Was able to get the kickoff in time, so it was a flag, a free first down, not something you want to give up if you are SPC, but then again, the flags have been minimal compared to last game.
First down here for the Eagles after that penalty flag, crucial penalty flag for the Barons. 1 minute to play in the first quarter. 23 on the move. Crop handing it to their running back, not going to be making any yards there.
Yeah, completely smothered by Courtney Taylor and Tylen Huff. Tylen Huff had that man coverage on Jackson 2 there, so he was there on the line, and he was able to completely stuff him to get no gain and keep this offense neutralized.
Another offensive play here. 9 seconds in the first quarter. And that's going to be shot up, intended for number 9 receiver right there, but not going to be caught.
Austin McDonald.
Yeah, Austin McDonald was the target there in question. Jared Salmon, good in coverage, made a little contact early. Glad they didn't draw the flag there. And that's gonna leave 4 seconds left in the quarter. One more opportunity to end this disastrous fourth quarter for the Eagles to at least put a little momentum going into that second quarter.
Third down.
Will be the last play of the quarter here. Let's see what they can do. Maybe another big shot.
Number 22 on the move. Does he get the first down there? It is awfully close, but not quite.
Yes, he did get the first down, it seems. Yeah, they will be moving the chains as that is the end of the first quarter. A huge quarter for the Barons.
First down.
They were able to get a completely strong
At
offense
the end of one,
and
22-0 in
and
favor of the
special teams play
Barons.
to keep them moving, get points on the board for them, and not for the others, as we will go.
And now we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Janelle.
By Chris Hudson with
One of the key additions to SBC this season has been wide receiver Brendan Wright, a transfer who told me he was drawn here because there was a lot of buzz around SBC. And when Coach Jesse got the job, he knew there was a tight offense. He said what really impressed him was how prepared the team was, especially during preseason workouts. The adjustment hasn't just been about football, though. He told me this is a tight group of players. There's been a lot of team bonding, and I've made a lot of great friends here. And while he wasn't used to playing in such a spread offense, he said Coach Jesse's preparation and the chemistry with the teammates have made SBC feel like home. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Janelle, for that reporting. As we will go on to this second quarter, big quarter for the defense, but also a big quarter for the Indian Rocks offense. They really need to be getting some movement through, not just with penalty flags. You got to keep that consistency up. So we'll be seeing what they can do. They just got the first down.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indian Rocks Eagles.
Yeah, and to start this drive here, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They finally got a first down, put some momentum for their freshman quarterback here, who hasn't had a great start under a tough Barons defensive line that has just been giving him a bad time, truly.
Definitely. We'll see Chop Taylor up in the nose tackle. Let's see if he can get through, or who else it will be.
We'll look for on the left side right in front of you, Colton Shaw.
He got
handed at 23. absolutely slammed down.
Jackson 2 with a carry, but
Yeah, Courtney Taylor there with a big tackle.
Courtney Taylor.
Don't think it was for loss there. I think they just got back to the line of
Okay,
scrimmage.
second down and 10.
Yes, that's what it is. Again, this defensive line has just been so strong, so thorough to stopping this Indian Rocks offense. And this is the type of momentum we've been seeing for these past couple of games.
Yeah, the run game for the most part has been neutralized by this Barons D-line and the linebackers such as Alex Malishko. I think they're going to have to go to the pass game. They're going to have to put trust in their freshman. But right now, he hasn't completed a lot of passes, but in his defense, he hasn't really had anyone open here today.
Yeah.
Separation has been a problem early on.
Big stuff.
Stopped immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was
right
about
there.
3 or 4 Barons there that got there.
Rockefeller again up the middle.
Again, not much there. I like you said, Dylan. I think you got to put a little bit more trust in your quarterback because this run game, it's just so hard to get through this impenetrable defensive line. And of course, again, even with that, the pressure that the QB gets, he doesn't get a lot of time to throw it off. So it's in a sticky and tough situation for this offense here. But you really got to get something moving. You got to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, and they're going to take a D lineman off and put an extra corner on here in pursuit of most likely a pass play for the Eagles on a big third down. The running game hasn't really got moving. I don't imagine they go for it here on this. Go back to that run game, which really hasn't moved much more than a yard.
Especially
on a
third and long.
Got to put some trust in that freshman.
That freshman in question is Graham Kropp. They're really putting some trust in him here to make a big offensive play, which is exactly what the Eagles need.
Flag comes in.
10 minutes to play in the second quarter in the BSPN live stream production.
It's going to be a delay of game here for the Eagles. That's going to send them back another 5 yards. It's going to make it around a 3rd and 13 here. And they came out in the I formation looking more predominantly a run play, or they could be doing a play action here. But I think they really just got to put some trust in their guy and at least give him a slant route, give him a quick pass, and try and not give the opportunity for the wide receiver, such as number 2 here in this game, who's really been the bright spot, Ocean Tulatai, who can move with his feet a little.
Yeah, especially on this 3rd and long. You got to let it fly down 3 scores. Got to do something.
Yeah, and after this penalty flag, this is not where you want to be if you are an Eagle. Kropp, the quarterback, an interception! Interception, and that is going to be a pick 6 by C.J. Jones, the 3rd turnover of the game. This game has been riddled with great defensive plays by the Barons.
Yeah, the Barons defense is scoring as many points as the Barons offense here tonight. 2 pick 6s in both of them because of the pressure of Colton Shaw, who got to the quarterback and made him make a bad throw right to the defender.
And seriously, it's like Colton Shaw doesn't have anybody blocking him, like I said earlier. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but Colton Shaw keeps getting through. That's not supposed to happen. Colton Shaw, Graham Kropp was able to saw that Colton Shaw was right behind him. He had to do something, had to throw it out. And C.J. Jones, I believe that is his first interception of the season. And a pick 6, what a great way to get on the board there and get your first interception. And McAnally to make it a 4-score game, 29-0.
Yeah, C.J. Jones, not a name we hear often because, I mean, this Barons defense doesn't even give the opportunity for the corners to do anything because of how dominant that D-line is. But he got that interception and he ran it back for 6. And that defense, I mean, they're competing with the offense right now.
That is for the Big Mac right there, number 30, Dominic McAnally. Now,
with 9:46 to play.
we've seen this before in the Baron games. We've seen this every single time. A 29-0 lead by the Barons, and none of these teams have been able to have some sort of resemblance of a comeback. Is it possible with this team? What can they do?
No, I mean, truly, I do not think it's possible. I think the Barons are playing their best game of the season. They've minimized mistakes beside those 2 roughing the kickers, which hasn't meant anything anyways. They've just gotten pick 6s off of them. Maybe that's their good luck charm, truly. But this team is looking dominant than ever. We thought today they'd have to battle some adversity here, and truly, there is 0 adversity. They're beating this team worse than they've beat any team this year. They've got almost 30 points, and there's 15 minutes of football played, and there's a lot more football to be played here.
This was the score at the end of the first quarter in the rain delay game, the one riddled with penalties. It was 29-0 at the end of the first quarter, but like you said, everything has been going right for the Barons so far. Even Dominic McAnally, just a simple PAT kick, he kicked it right into the hands of the ball boy back there. I don't know if the camera caught that. That was unbelievable. And everything has been going right for the Barons, besides those two couple penalties. And what we thought was going to be the toughest opponent of the season so far, they have just been beating them like they have been beating any other team in a dominant fashion.
This kick is going to be returned by Tua on the Eagles team. Tua probably been the most dominant player on the Eagles team on the offense and defense.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's kind of been the only player that has done something worth noting here in this game. He's trying his best, and I think they need to give him the ball, because I've seen him twice on the kick return make a couple people miss and get good field position for the Eagles right around the 45 here to start this drive. The Eagles, I think even if they started the 5, probably wouldn't end the drive with a touchdown, but it's good to see good field position for the Eagles, and let's see if that defense can score another touchdown. Really.
But how good is this field position? Because even with the penalties that have really been gifted to them, they've been at around the 45-yard line. I don't even know if we've seen them go past the 50 yet, even with those. So let's see if they can get some movement here. Just 5 yards.
Crop. Handed off there. Loss of yards there.
Yeah, complete traffic of bodies there. I believe that was Chop Taylor and Caden Graham, who we also don't see get a lot of play time or get a lot of mentions from us. But that was a big tackle from him and from Chop Taylor. And that run game has just been completely stuffed the entire game. You definitely got to move away from it, or at least make it something that it's thrown off, because I don't even think they've had a positive run gain yet.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's predictable because they're keeping so many people in that backfield. They have 2 running backs in the backfield at all time, and it's like, oh, who's going to get the ball? It doesn't really matter who's going to get the ball. They're not getting many yards here.
Exactly.
The Barons' wall is proving effective yet again. And this is exactly what we're talking about here. Stopped before the line of scrimmage yet again. And here's what I think. I think that they have this freshman quarterback, and they maybe don't want to do too many pass plays. But since they're doing the run plays, it's just getting stopped every single time by the Barons defense.
Yeah, it's, you can't just keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. Colton Shaw there again. That's another tackle from him. He might have like 5 or 6 now already in the second quarter. The entire defensive line has just been so strong, so thorough, and stopping it. And this is a 3rd down and like 12, 3rd down and 11. I don't see why not fling it through. But again, two running backs in the backfield.
It looks like we're going to get a timeout here from the Barons. They most likely did not like what they saw offensively from the Indian Rocks Christian. They have the luxury of a 29-point lead with 8 minutes left. They can call this timeout and really rethink what they're going to do here. I think with this quarterback who hasn't had the best start, I think the most reasonable thing to do is give him some pressure. I think send 5 or 6 at him, make him really make a bad decision, and that could end in another interception here.
And we've seen with the pressure that he's been faced, they both ended in pick 6s. So it's hard for him to deal with pressure, as we've been seeing. Colton Shaw has been able to get to him more time than I can count on my fingers. So great pressure from him and the entire Barons defense. The Indian Rocks offense has really got nothing going whatsoever. A 29-0 lead with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. And this is so far, this is on pace to be one of the bigger beatdowns that SPC has had, even with all their dominant wins against this Indian Rocks team that they've lost to in previous years.
What a statement, truly. I think last year, I don't remember the exact score, but I think it was somewhere around 24-23. I knew it was a very close game against them last year, and they've already beaten their score total in less than 20 minutes of play. So true dominance from the Barons, dominance that we haven't even seen this year. We talked about adversity. We talked about this is going to be more of a challenge for the Barons, and they have come out and shown this isn't a challenge for us. Give us north side, truly.
And talk about humiliation, because their quarterback, just a freshman, and he's thrown 2 touchdowns for the Barons. So unfortunate for him, and unfortunate for the entire offense.
Very unfortunate, but let's see if they can make something happen here. Let's see if anything. handed to 23 there. And, you know, I've noticed number 23, Jackson Stu, the tight end, he's been getting some touches, but unfortunately it just looks like everyone's been getting stopped by this Baron defense, but it looks like Stu has been a good player here.
Yeah, C.J. Jones on the tackle on that one. He followed the flat route the entire time. He caught the ball, and C.J. Jones was right on him, and it looks like that's going to be another punt for the Eagles. And
it was a pretty decent play there, but again, it was on 3rd and long. I think they finally got to the 50, but unfortunately, it is a punt.
Yeah, back to receive. Tylen Huff. Nope, never mind. Brendan Wright.
That was a great punt.
Great punt there, and that is going to be a touchback.
Yeah, unlucky bounce.
Props to the punter there, number 15, Caleb Filippano. I mean, he booted that thing about 50 yards into the back of the end zone. Great punt for him, and that's going to set the Barons up at the 20-yard line here.
Yeah, it was set to be, you know, pinned inside the 10. Unfortunately, took that bounce just straight into touchback. You know, nothing really been going right for Indian Rocks. A great showing from St. Pete Catholic here, and let's see if their offense can put another big touchdown on the board. You know, they are, like you said, they've been competing with their defense for these touchdown marks. They're tied right now, so let's see what they can do now to put more on the board.
The Barons have been so dominant that they need to start competing with themselves. Offense versus defense. Who's going to be getting more points tonight? Let's find out. The offense is out here on the field right now. Chase Burrell, the dominant Demarion Rotus, right? And that is going to be Demarion Roll. He's going to be stopped and rolled out there, making a little bit of yards.
Right to the left side. Almost hit the Jets and had a couple space, but he was tripped down right at around 6-yard gain for the Barons, and they're moving quick.
Burrell here. Shooting it. What an amazing catch. Bang. Amazing catch there by none other than Urel Stewart.
Yeah, Urel Stewart found himself wide open there. Great catch there. And it seems like the Barons can capitalize on what they feel like. Jesse is moving it quickly again, as we see.
Burrell to Stewart again. Gets a good amount of yards right there.
Urel Stewart, great call route to get yards on the last play. Why not give it back to him on the screen pass to give him about a 4-yard gain here? And this Barons offense just moves quick. They're back to the line immediately, tiring out the Indian Rocks defense, and they're already back to the line.
Jesse likes to go quick. They're going to run it.
Demarion Rowe, first down and more, and he keeps going. Great run there from Demarion Rowe, tackling through defenders.
Yeah, we saw Rice Masala move over to the side there, and Demarion Rowe was just a big flashy move, right down about 15, 20 yards. Oh no, there's a flag on the play. It's going to be moving it back. Yeah, offensive holding, not what we wanted to see there. But we've seen the Barons capitalize off of worse penalties, off of further setbacks. So we'll see what they can keep going here.
Yeah, similar to last week where they had so many of those moments. But they've minimized those moments much, but that was a big moment here where they got a big gain. They got the first down, but that's going to be mitigated due to a penalty here on 2nd and down.
For the Barons.
Second down for the Barons. Burrell to right. The iconic duo. And that's going to be a first down for Wright. But he doesn't stop there, and he gets thrown down there. Amazing catch and run.
To Brendan Wright here, a connection that we are getting used to here. Grayson Tung on the tackle. The D lineman went all the way out there to get him, and he was running around, getting extra yards. His towel even fell off. You can still see it on the ground over there.
Chase Burrell. Shooting it.
Whoa.
And that's going to be intercepted by number 8 on the Indian Rocks defense right there. Number 8, Giovanni Andrews. Great defensive play there.
Yeah, it must have been a miscommunication because Chase Burrell seemed to throw it to nobody in sight. Urel Stewart was near there, and it seems like he thought he was going to keep going further down. But a big interception there for Indian Rocks. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, there are plays where the wide receiver does get to make a decision if they want to do the flyer, if they want to curl around. I think Urel Stewart thought that he could beat his man on that curl route and get a good amount of yards, but Chase Burrell thought, I could send this one deep. It was just a miscommunication. Chase Burrell does get his first interception of the season, though, in such a dominant game and performance for him, but that's not going to tarnish much. He still had a great year. He's over 1,000 passing yards now.
The number 1 in the county.
Number 1 in the county. He had
by 250 yards.
He had 977 to start this game. We're not sure how many he has now, but I guarantee you he's had at least 20.
Yeah, a rare sight from Burrell. Not always happening an interception like that, especially one where it's just, you go back and you're like, oh, I can't believe I did that, man. It's just a silly mistake and miscommunication, but it's not something that the Bears can come back from. Their defense, again, competing with the offense for more scores. So great job from both sides of the ball, even with that. So we'll see how the defense can make this
I will
here.
say here, after a good defensive interception here by the Eagles, let's see if that puts some juice in them, some energy to maybe go down here and get some points on the board finally after being shut out.
They don't have Coach Juice.
They do not have Coach Juice. And I will say, it's funny that you mentioned Coach Juice because the conditioning of this team, they do not get tired, and they are absolutely rolling through all 4 quarters. We are only in the second quarter here, 5.5 to play. First down after a pick from the little bit of miscommunication there. The freshman quarterback Crop takes a knee after some miscommunication.
Yeah, it must have been some sort of read option here with the running back. It was a miscommunication. He didn't want to take a big hit because he saw Colton Shaw barreling down on him. He takes a knee, and that's going to be around a 5-yard loss on second down here for the Eagles.
Yeah, you can see he handed it off to the wrong side. The running back moved, and he just shoveled it. He was looking to just give it to nobody there. So unfortunate miscommunication there. It came from both sides now, and a big move back because you're pinned inside your own 10 now. So not a lot of room, and with this D line that can really step up. Don't be surprised if you see something crazy like a safety or a big pick six.
Crop giving it to their running back to got a few yards and still not past the line of scrimmage right there with that run.
Yeah, the running game has really just been completely neutralized by the Barons D-line and those linebackers. They need to go somewhere else, but I truly don't know where else they can go. They could try passing, they can try running, but nothing seems to be working. And I believe rain has started falling here in the Barons Stadium, in Joe Paul Stadium. Rain has begun to fall.
Yeah, so we'll see if that makes the ball slippery at all or whatever. Let's see if maybe the field gets slippery as this play goes on.
Going for another run play here.
Oh.
Goes out of bounds there. At around the
number 22, Jackson Rockefeller, the sophomore, getting some of his first touches of the evening. And same result, no matter who's in the backfield running that ball, it's going to be a fourth down for the Eagles and another punt. It was a great punt. So let's see if he can do it again here.
Again, please be reminded if you do
fans seeming to scatter out of the stands as the fan is disappointed that you can't come back.
No returns. Oh, and that was almost a blocked punt right there.
Yeah, that punt's
ball is
roll
bouncing.
And take a bad roll.
A big leap we saw. I believe that was Alex Bell absolutely skydiving towards that ball. But the punter was able to get off in time. He did have pressure once more.
Yeah, and now with the rain as an extra element here, do we see this Barons offense go more towards the run game, or do we see them keep on the gas pedal and try and get some more points on the board here?
I think you got to keep stepping on the gas pedal, and we know Jesse Chinchar likes to do that. Keeps his starters in throughout the entire game. So that's definitely something that we'll be doing. That we'll probably be seeing him do.
the rain adding an extra element of almost cinematicness to this game here.
Interesting.
It is the revenge night. Last week was flag night, penalty night. It is revenge night here in Joe Paul Stadium. Demarion Rowe gets the first down and more. And Demarion Rowe, he just doesn't stop, and he's still going. And that is going to be another touchdown for Demarion Rowe.
Yeah, Demarion Rowe, he started the run in the middle. He ended on the right sideline, running towards the sideline to the end zone. First play for the
good.
With 3:23 to play
Dominic
the first
McNally's
half.
favorite 3 words. It is good.
Eagles nothing.
Now, this offense and defense have just been having such a strong game. 36 points, that's what they averaged in the first half, the 5th touchdown of the game. So great stuff from both sides of the ball, and the special teams making an impact once again. And we'll see how this defense fares, how this keeps going. And you know, like you said, the revenge game, I don't think that SPC will let off the pedal until the 000s go up on the clock.
Yeah, they remember what happened to them last game. This was our homecoming game. Homecoming game is usually a game you schedule because you want to win it.
Right.
And I vividly remember the play. I think it was a 4th and 2. Cadevetter rolled out to the right, and he threw it just short. Ball was incomplete. We lost the game. But this year, doesn't look like we're going to be having any 4th and 2s in a 2-minute situation here. It's 36-0, and I feel like that lead's going to grow here.
And it seems like we say this almost every single game, but the Barons are on path to get their most points in a single game here. Again, great kick there.
Well, it does roll out of bounds, so that is a flag. Penalty will move it up 15 yards.
Yeah, it seems like Dominic McAnally has really gone towards that dribbler kick here to try and get a muff and for the Barons defense to collapse on them here early.
Rain's starting to pour in a little more. Or slow down, excuse me. It's been slowed down a little bit. Field is still wet. Footballs are still damp. So we'll see if the slips might cause any fumbles, drops, passes, any of the sort that you don't really want to see, a little bit of silly mistakes.
And, you know, something that we haven't really mentioned here that I think is just what makes another thing that makes this team so great is they made a little bit of mistake. Burrow threw his first interception, but what did they do? They stayed the course, they stayed focused, and they didn't let the other team get any points on them from that defensive play. And look at that. It is now 36-0. Barons staying dominant here. And that is going to be intended for Jackson 2, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there coming from both sides. Alex Malishko and Colton Shaw there coming from both sides. He had to throw that one away into the flats, just overthrown there for the Eagles on first down.
And Indian Rocks just got to keep that ball moving, got to get something going because they have just been stuffed this entire game. You really got to try and experiment. Do something unorthodox. Just try and get the ball down the field.
And what do? They are doing another run play.
Yeah, they're being extremely predictable at this point. They have 2 running backs in the backfield at all time, and it's really just who's going to get the ball. And neither of them are really getting those big gains that are making any impact on the Baron defense here and giving them no trouble really. And it's going to be another 3rd down and medium here, 3rd down and about 8.
And you know we want to keep talking about what the Indian Rocks are doing here to make them unsuccessful, but we really got to mention is that how it's really been the Barons' dominance that's been making them look like not the greatest team, because this is, without a doubt, their most dominant performance of late. I mean, they've had dominant performance after dominant performance, and still this looks to be the best they've played. The wind picking up here a little bit, the rain picking up here, but the fans are still here, and they still are getting excited. Hand it off here to number 22, who's going to be getting the first down and a little bit more there.
Yeah, they run it to the outside on the right side, and he finally gets a little burst here for the first down. A missed tackle in the backfield here.
For sure. Now they're at the 50. Let's see what they can do in their opponent's side of the field. Haven't had really any plays over here. So this might be uncharted territory, but I think it's something that I can really find a hole in. Get some points on the board. Put some momentum back on your side.
Number 5, going for a run there, is Matthew Suber. But
it looks like there's going to be a flag on the play there. We saw some extracurriculars by number 50, McCoy Taylor, and whoever that Indian Rocks Christian offensive player was. And it looks like there's going to be,
yeah, that's
looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct here. Free 15 by the mistake by Chop Taylor here.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to balance that medium of being fired up of a good play, getting a stop, and also to not taunt, to not do anything unsportsmanlike. Really, one of the big weaknesses that's been here for the Barons has been those penalties, has been those free 15 yards. That's the third one so far of the game.
Crop. And a defender gets offensive player number 53 gets hit hard by the defensive line, and then Crop gets stopped right there. Nothing much of note here for the Indian Rocks Christian offense. What is something they could do here to bring the electricity up? Is there anything? Is there anything?
There's something, but I think in this moment here, 50 seconds left, the clock running. There's not much urgency here. They only have one timeout left. They need to get the ball moving. Truly, they need to try and get some points.
They're wasting a lot of time with that.
Yeah, they're wasting an absurd amount of time. I mean, they wasted about 20 seconds left, and they only have one timeout. The urgency is really just not there.
No, not at all for Indian Rocks. Number 5, making some plays.
Yeah, good run there on 2nd and 19 to get them back to the line of scrimmage on this 3rd down. But the clock is running and no timeout, no urgency. It's almost like they don't even want to score points here.
Yeah, 15 to play, 14 to play. The clock is still ticking here. The rain is still falling here.
They need to hurry up and snap the ball.
They're running out of time. The first half. Looks like this is going to be the last offensive play of the very first half here in Joe Paul Stadium, and that's going to be it. They were not fast enough
to
call
their timeout.
Oh, I apologize.
Are they going to?
Yeah, they called their final timeout.
What's their? I mean, I'm a little questioning here. What's their plan here? I mean, this kick is NFL range kick. They had zero urgency. They were still running the ball.
It's a 47-yarder if they try. Actually, 57.
No, that would be if this guy makes this kick.
Is the kicker going on the field?
No way.
But even then, they had a minute on the clock, and they only had 2
the kicker's
plays.
coming on.
They had a minute on the clock. They only had 2 plays, so they really must have a lot of trust in their kicker. I'm very surprised that they let the clock run.
60-yard field goal. This would be absurd.
The Indian Rocks.
55 yards.
The Indian Rocks.
I hope he makes it. This would be awesome. I'm not
now, we do have to watch for number 2, Brendan Wright.
Yeah, kick 6 would be awesome.
On the return. Interesting end here to the first half. This would be a monumental 3 points here, just because of the length. Let's see. And that is going to be stopped by the Barons defense. And number 4, Elijah Shorter, another turnover of the game. And that is going to be...
That was just a series of unfortunate events. A huge block. The kick was low. They didn't really have to do much with getting over above the ball. It was a low kick trying to get the distance. Elijah Shorter was there, right place, right time. That's another defensive special teams touchdown. That's their third one now. So great play. And really, I don't know what went there.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, from the coaching of Indian Rocks, I have zero clue what the mindset was there. Run the ball 2 times, and then on that given the opportunity for a 57-yard field goal, I think the chance of the Barons scoring was higher than the chance of him making that field goal.
And that's what we saw.
And that is exactly what we saw. A very big mistake to just give more momentum to these Barons and to give the special teams a touchdown. That wasn't needed. He probably wasn't going to make a 57-yard field goal. He is in high school.
I truly do, and that is going to be the Thunder warning. But I truly don't understand why they wouldn't go for a some sort of Hail Mary play there or something. The thinking was very interesting. This could be the last play of the game.
And it looks like is that a lightning alarm? That is the lightning alarm here as Dominic McAnally hits it through for 43-0 at halftime. But in a more serious problem, right after the half, we do have the lightning alarm here
at halftime, though.
And that is going to be the clock at 0 for the first half. 48 Barons, 0 Indian Rocks Christian to bring you to the second half of the game. We'll see you then. Chase Burrell by himself again. That's a bullet, and that's going to be straight to the hands of none other than Stewart. Amazing. Another touchdown for Stewart in this game.
Yeah, what a great drive for the Barons to kick off this second half, leaving right where they left off. Two really big plays there after that hard count. A big play by Rise Rosado to get him down all the way to the 20, and then a simple slant route for Urel Stewart. He got the catch in stride and runs it into the end zone untouched. And now we're going to put 50 on him, and there's going to be
Let's see if this kick goes through.
21 minutes left.
McNally for the extra point.
Blocked.
And right as I was about to say, has
Nice
he
kick,
missed
but-
one? It looks like, was that his first extra point that he has ever missed in the season?
No, that
no,
is
his
his
second.
second.
That is his second
A
extra
great
point.
jinx from Dylan Hutchinson there.
All right.
Probably one of the greater ones I've seen.
No need to slander your fellow commentators, but I will say, I cannot stress enough how immediate that Barons offensive drive was. I mean, it looked like in the matter of seconds, we're on the other side of the field and we're scoring touchdowns. I mean, that is the explosiveness that you have here from this this new Barons team led by Jesse Chinchar, and it's just truly electric the way that this team plays.
Yeah, that offense really was able to capitalize on that offside, and capitalize is an understatement. It just took them 2 plays to get through, only about 3.5 minutes of real time. So if the clock was stopped for all of that, it probably would have taken less than a minute. In the beginning of the third quarter, that wasn't even a minute drill, 2-minute drill. So a big touchdown to start. Everybody's fired up. This offense and defense have been just so perfect all throughout this game.
Yeah,
and
7
they're
minutes.
almost at 50,
7 minutes left
touchdowns.
here. This game is going to end quickly at
we
this
have
pace here.
Dominic McNally with the kick again.
Ooh.
He bobbles it there. Number 23 on the special teams for the Indiana Rocks Christian Eagles. Jackson 2, who sits on that one. And now we're going to get the Indian Rocks offense once more. Let's see if they go with a QB change here, or they're sticking with their freshman, who's had an unfortunate game truly for such a young guy.
Yeah.
You hate to see it, and he still is out there, which I think is good for him. I think this is a game that he's definitely going to remember. And he's going to say, this was my welcome to high school football moment, really.
Yeah, definitely. And you see that he's been able to sense the pressure, a couple of knees taken down instead of big hit sacks.
Eagles' offensive play here is short of the line of scrimmage. Rockefeller not making too much progress there.
Yeah, Jackson Rockefeller, although it is one of the better runs that they have had just because of how strong the defense has been. They getting 3 yards, I think it's pretty much above average for their runs. So pretty solid run there just to kick things off, get things moving.
Yeah, Alex Malishko on that tackle, who has just been this entire year. We don't talk about him enough. Offensively, he's such a reliable target. I don't think he has a drop this year. And then on defense at the linebacker position, he is so efficient. I think he plays legitimately every snap of the football game.
Whoa, almost got the ref there.
Going to be caught by 21.
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
No, they're going to move. Is it?
Seems like it might have stepped out of bounds before he caught that ball.
No, they're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and they're gonna call that a catch there.
Out of bounds though. Bringing up 3rd down.
Again, moving clock. Already half of this quarter has been vanished. So we thought we might have seen the Barons put up 60, but still, they're only 1 score away from beating their previous high of 50 points that they had against Eastlake. They won 50-0, and they are on pace to beat that. Oh, that was a bad snap there. It just rolled down on the ground.
Yeah, bad snap there for the freshman. He had to just get down. The 4th or 5th time he's just really kneeled to the ground to just avoid a big hit. And
Yeah.
I don't hate the move, truly. In a game like this, it's pretty much over. He's got a lot more years of football ahead of him. Don't need to risk an injury. Don't need to risk anything. Might as well just get on the ground.
Yeah, and
accept your loss,
with
'cause that play
having
wasn't gonna end
with
well.
having such a young high school quarterback, it looks like they're really putting their trust into this player to lead them to maybe 4 years of being the quarterback on this team, and they don't want to risk it with anyone else. They want to keep him, and he's not going to be showing up right now, but maybe later in the years he'll start becoming a dominant quarterback.
Yeah, a solid punt, about 40 yards here, 48-yard line of the Barons to start this drive. In about 3 plays, they went down the length of 80 yards, scored a touchdown. We've already gone through 8 minutes of football here, and we've had 2 drives. I think we might get 2 or 3 more drives in this entire game, but I hope truly that the Barons can put on 60 for the first time this year against a team that we lost to last year. It'd be a statement.
And you know nice. What I will say, what this really shows to me in a dominant way is that it's really showing how much better this team has gotten. I mean, last year we lost to this team, and now look at what the Barons are doing to this team that year, and what it's really showing is how much better we have gotten. Big improvements by the St. Pete Catholic Barons. Chase Burrell here, pitching it up. Oh, intended for Brendan Wright. Not quite.
Yeah, Chase Burrell had all the time in the world due to that O-line. He just was off the money on that flag route for Brendan Wright. He got his hand out there, got a touch on the ball, but it wasn't enough, and that's going to be second down for the Barons.
Yeah, and if Brendan Wright was able to get to that ball, he would have had open grass ahead of him for a free touchdown. That would have been about 60 yards. So definitely the type of flashiness you want to see. Chase Burrow just couldn't really connect, unfortunately. But this Barons offense has just been moving so well this game. They've been fluidly moving through.
Chase Burrell with Rowe to his left.
Interesting.
And that's going to be moved to Stewart, who's still going. Stewart moving past defenders. Stopped it around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Urel Stewart. That was an interesting pitch there. We saw Chase Burrow kind of duck down and just throw the ball forward. So that technically will be a pass, a forward 50-yard pass, or not 50, more like 30, excuse me. 30-yard pass to Urel Stewart for a big first down near the red zone.
Burrell on his own. Bullet to Brendan Wright, and did anyone have any doubts that Brendan Wright was going to catch that? Another touchdown by Brendan Wright.
Yeah, I mean, Brendan Wright, you see him on the trips left. The corners bit on some of the other receivers. He was wide open on that fly route. Perfect pass. He got his feet in, and that's another touchdown for the Barons. Chase Burrell, another great drive. And the play beforehand, too, even better. We've seen that play with the Kansas City Chiefs. They do it with Travis Kelce usually for 2-point conversions where they just do that little pitch. It worked there with Urel Stewart to get him in that position, to get a big touchdown to Brendan Wright there. And now 55-0. I'm not going to jinx it this time. I'm going to say 55, not 56 yet, but I think the Big Mac's going to make it here. I hope.
Let's see if he can get some redemption from that last blocked kick. Dominic McAnally.
Bang.
The extra point, it is good.
Yeah, that was good from 50. Come on.
That might be an exaggeration.
Yeah, I mean, we love to see McAnally really still having that motivation and the resilience after 2 blocked field goals today, something that we're not used to seeing, truly.
A big, great drive. We saw the potential, a little bit of foreshadowing that came from Chase Burrell's pass to Brendan Wright that was incomplete. Just 2 plays later, he was able to find him again deep at the back part of the end zone. He was just able to keep his feet in. This clock is going to trickle down. We might get this kickoff. That will be the last play of the third quarter, or it might just become the fourth quarter. But this Barons team has now reached a new high in points. That's 56-0 with still a full quarter to play. Of course, it will be a running clock. This game will be done by around 9:15.
Yeah, you know, again, as I was saying earlier, improvements on every side of the ball, and improvements with the kicker as well. I mean, we could talk a little bit about Dominic McAnally. He's had a miss field goal this game and a miss extra point, but other than that, he's just been just absolutely amazing as a kicker. I mean, we were in the days where you used to have different people as kickers. You used to have Garrett Moss as kickers, and now we have great players here as kickers.
And even then, the blocks, it's not really his fault, to be honest. They just got through, and they were able to stop him from getting it over. So the ball keeps falling off the tee here. That is a sign of the wind picking up. Let's hope it stays there.
Yeah, the Barons' fourth quarter is going to begin immediately. They're not even going to give them a break here. They want to get this game over with. I think Indian Rocks definitely wants to go back home.
They want to get this game over with, but they also want to just keep getting points on the board. They want this to be their biggest win of the year yet. This is going to be received by number 2.
Oh, they're going to light him up.
Oh, and a great tackle there.
Colton Shaw.
By none other than Colton Shaw.
I'm going to say I don't really know why he really received that ball. It was going to fall back into the end zone for a touchback, I believe. Of course, a kickoff is a live play, so it's tough taking that risk because if the defense was able to just pick it up, it would have been a touchdown. But Colton Shaw made sure he got no more yards, completely got his hands full around him, and was able to just bring him down inside the 10.
Still open. Maybe even negotiate a deal over there on some burgers, some hot dogs, and empanadas.
And we're going to see this defense see if they can make another big stop, and it might be their last time we see them on the field because of this running clock.
11 minutes to play with the running clock. And Kropp gets sacked by Courtney Taylor. Thought he was a little bit slow to get up there for somebody. He is good.
Yeah, bad snap there. He fell on top of it, and Courtney Taylor lights him up, and that's going to put him 6 yards behind, and that's going to be 2nd and 16 at their own 5-yard line for the Eagles here with 10 minutes remaining. I think that clock isn't going any slower for them at the moment here.
Courtney Taylor just completely slipped through and just was able to completely destroy Graham Kropp. There was no way he got through there. Just went straight to the ground, and he was fired up to get that. And that's the type of mentality you want to see again. Up 56 points, and they're playing like it's 0-0. Just staying up, making sure they get no sense of pride, Indian Rocks, and just keeping SPC as the dominant force in this game.
Kropp.
Oh, good run.
Going for a run there. And yet again, this has been the story of the night. Still haven't passed the line of scrimmage with that run there.
Yeah, good run there on the left side. Get him about 15, 16 yards. It's gonna make it actually a manageable, maybe 3rd and 5 here for the Eagles. And an opportunity in this game for really just playing for pride, playing to make the box score look a little better. And I think to just get the offense moving, give them some confidence heading into their next game.
I feel like this has got to be like the 12th third down of the game for Indian Rocks. They just really have not been able to get anything moving on the offense. So you really want to see them get a morale booster with this third down conversion. Excuse me.
Giving it to number 2, who's going to be trying to cut through defenders right there, but not quite.
Wrapped down by Alex Malishko, another tackle for him in this game, and that's going to be 4th down. No gain on that play. And will they punt or will they go for it in a situation like this? I think personally they should just punt this one away, because if they give the ball back with field, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to punt this one away, give the Barons a little worse field position to work with.
Yeah, and this game really is over anyway, so what good does a 4th down conversion really even get you, especially so deep in your own zone? So we'll see another punt here. All the exciting things have come in Indian Rocks punts. 2 flags, another big hit that wasn't a flag, a blocked punt. Let's see what happens here.
Let's see a return punt for the first time this year.
Almost
punt
blocked.
right here.
Oh, it takes a great bounce. Wow.
Bouncing to around the 30-yard line. Going to be picked up by number 5, Serber, on the Eagles team. We have 8 minutes to play here in the final quarter of this game. The Barons offense coming out on the field. What could be the final Barons offensive drive, but we'll see. There's still 8 minutes to play here with a non-stop clock here. And 56-0, not as great of a opponent as we thought it was going to be. But when we come back here in about 2 weeks, it looks like the St. Petersburg Catholic Barons will be playing a team that could be having some juice behind them. The Victory Christian Academy football. 4-0, and they have been beating their opponents with some dominant fashion. And maybe games like this could be preparing them for tougher opponents, like possibly Victory Academy football in around 2 weeks when we're back here in the Joe Paul Stadium.
I think that's going to be a great game to call, Julie. I mean, we said this game would be close, and it was an absolute domination. So
the biggest one yet.
We can't really tell if that game's going to be a close one or not. But this Baron team is just so good, and they're getting better when they get more chemistry and they're playing with each other. And we're going to see it again here.
Burl.
Oh,
And that is not going to be. That's going to be number 18. That's going to be number 18. Alex Bell gets taken down there right when he picks up the ball.
Yeah, Alex Bell is someone that we haven't really seen very much because he hasn't played since week 1. He had 9 carries for 61 rush yards, and they're really just letting him get some reps. Rowe has done plenty in this game already, so let's see what the young freshman can do.
Bell making some moves here.
Yeah, that was a big block from Alex Malishko to get Bell another 10 yards or so. A big run there, and this offense is still going to keep it going, still fired up. Even though they're up like 8 touchdowns, they're going to keep it moving.
I think they want the 60. I mean, all of us truly do.
Yeah. If you can't get a competitive game, at least blow it out pretty far.
There's Bell moving, still moving.
Bell again, shimmying up the middle.
Yeah, Alex Bell really just doing a great job right now, finding space, showing that he is probably the running back of the future for this team. As a freshman, he's finding holes, he's taking his time, and he's getting first downs truly here.
Yeah, this is Alex Bell's moment to shine right here, and he's doing exactly that. That's going to be a timeout with 5:45 to play on the clock. Yeah, this is really Bell's time to shine. I mean, DeMar Rowe, amazing running back, especially for the season. He's been taking all the glory, but right now, this is Bell's time to shine, and he's making some great plays here, making some great runs.
Yeah, Alex Bell, definitely the future of this team. Rowe is a senior and Larry Christian is a junior. So in 2 years, both of them will be gone, maybe playing college football. By how this team has been playing, I think it could be possible. So Alex Bell is definitely going to be important to the future of this team, and getting him these reps as just a young freshman, getting him conditioned in real game times is just very important for a young guy like Alex Bell, who has been playing very well, has been getting a lot of solid yards in these games. So let's see what he can do, get another big game.
It's good to see some other sophomores out there, such as Dylan Palazzola, who's getting his first reps of the year. He's a sophomore. He was on the team last year, didn't get many reps, but it's great to see some of those guys that, don't really get as many reps to prove himself out here.
And that is going to be a bad snap. Burl couldn't quite get the ball, and is that going to be recovered? That is going to be recovered by the Indian Rocks Christian Eagles team. Now, they did just make a play, but it is a little bit too little, a little bit too late.
Well, I mean, it's really just one of the first mistakes that we've seen from this offensive line. Grayson Zepp, usually very good on the ball, hasn't let up a sack this season. If Chase Burrow would have fallen on the ball, that would have been the first sack of the season. He didn't, so that streak does stay alive, but it is an unfortunate fumble, not something that you really want to keep going.
I'm not truly sure who the center was there. I'm not sure it was Grayson Zepp. I want to say it was number 58, Jake Hogan, the sophomore, but I'm not too sure on that one. But a bad snap there and an unfortunate play there
hard
for the
to
Barons.
see.
Oh.
And there's a big pass, and it's going to be overthrown. Intended for number 2 there, not quite.
Pass intended for number 2. Ocean Tuate.
Keontae McKenzie was able to get that pressure there. That was a little bit of an overthrown ball. But we're finally getting to see a little bit of a close red zone action. They're inside of the 25 for the Barons. So let's see if they can actually get some points on the board. Make the box score look a little bit nice, because this is setting out to be the Barons' 3rd shutout of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, the offense gets talked a lot this game, but the offense truly, without the defense, the offense wouldn't even be in the 40s.
Right.
No, I think they would be at 40. No, they would. But still, I mean, this defense has been amazing offensively.
And Graham Kropp.
Oh, there we go.
Pitching it to number 9, the tight end. Is he going to be getting the first touchdown? And finally, Austin McDonald. The Indian Rocks Eagles finally get on the board. They've been playing a little bit better here in these waning moments of the game. Wish there was some of this earlier from the team.
They've been able to finally capitalize on a mistake, that high snap fumble recovery. And I've got to say a big kudos to the Indian Rocks fans. They're still here, still showing out, even though they are down 7 touchdowns. So a big consolation prize. That's something to keep, a big morale booster, and that might be the first touchdown of the season for the young quarterback freshman. We don't know. We don't have the stats.
Oh, and he kicks it. Yeah.
We are sorry that there is not as many stats as we want, but that is a good one-pointer right there, putting 7 on the board. But unfortunately for Indian Rocks, on the other side of the board is 56.
Yeah, and I think the score looks a little better now. But to take away from this, St. Pete Catholic has had their most dominant performance. This was a game truly, I mean, it was a touchdown with none of the starters in. I'm not going to say a garbage time touchdown, but that's really what it was there. But it's great to see a more not really competitive,
but even though it was a garbage time touchdown, I mean, it's always good to get something on the board. If you guys watched the 2014 World Cup semifinals, Brazil was down 7-0, and Oscar put in a goal in the 90th minute. I mean, they still went home 7-1. Of course, a devastating defeat, but they have at least some consolation. They put something on the box score. 2 of St. Pete Catholic's opponents have not done that. So props to Indian Rocks for at least getting something on there, not having a goose egg on the scoreboard. And we're going to see if there will be anything more coming from the offense. There's only about a minute left in the game, so might just be a couple of meals just to kill it.
A part of me is thinking Jesse Chinchar is a little angry right now. I think 60's nice. 56-7 is great, but I think 60. He really wanted 60, and after that bad snap, he might do it. I think he might put that offense back.
I'm not too sure. Is this still their most points scored in the game? Or
yes, it is.
Well, yeah,
it is indeed.
56 is the most, but I think 60. I mean, it's such a great mark to achieve, and they might get it. They might
shut up
not.
by number 15 here.
Solid
great kick here.
He could have made it.
Oh, and Damarion Rowe doesn't quite get it. That's going to be a touchback there.
Yeah, and it looks like there's not much urgency on the sideline. I think they're gonna say this game is over, and I think this game is over. It was a great game.
Putting the depth chart back in there, a great game for the Barons. This seems like it will be the last play, even if they may not even do it anyways.
It looks like 25-24. It looks like the clock is going down. Could be one last final play here for the Barons, but it's looking like this is about it.
Respect and sportsmanship, they're probably not going to do that. But to just really, this game's over. To really recap this game and to move on to the next in 2 weeks, they've got themselves a competition that we're going to call here. 4-0 versus what we presume will be 4-0.
Yeah,
and we are excited about that. That is going to be the end of the game. That is tonight's game. Final score: Indian Rocks Christian 7, St. Petersburg Catholic Barons 56. The highest points in a game for the Barons. We'll see you in 2 weeks from now in a fantastic game, and we will see you. This has been another BSPN Sports Entertainment production. We'll see you next.